Well, let's talk about a different level of consciousness, because some people don't even know what that means. If you're conscious of your unconscious thoughts, and you're aware that you judge, you're aware that you think thoughts about other people, or you become conscious that you think, I can't, it's too hard, my life is terrible. You become aware and conscious that you complain and you blame and you make excuses and you feel sorry for yourself and you talk poorly about other people. You start noticing and becoming conscious that you're living in guilt and shame and unworthiness and fear, and you didn't even know that you were living in those states because you were part of the running the program. So the present consciousness that is listening to this show has created the present reality that they're living in. So that in order for them to solve the problems of the life that they're living in, they have to go to a greater level of consciousness. That's what you're saying. But it doesn't just mean like open your heart, or it doesn't mean just become more aware. It means then to know thyself. Because as you start becoming more conscious of those unconscious states of mind and body, that's the first step out. The first step is the unlearning process. It's not just thinking positively if you're feeling negatively or programmed into negativity. It's the whole package. So then as people begin to light a match in a dark place and they say, I can't stand up for world peace if I'm arguing with my coworker or with my neighbor. I can't stand up for compassion in the world if I'm cutting people off in traffic. It doesn't work that way. It's the first step is with us. So if you're working on yourself and I'm working on myself and everybody's working on themselves, that's enough to raise a level of consciousness that the side effect of that is an open heart, a more coherent brain. The side effect is you're less seduced by the conditions in your outer world because you see the hidden meaning behind all things, because you're not controlled and manipulated, because you're no longer in the program. You're no longer asleep. You're no longer being manipulated by emotions, by fear and anger and hostility and prejudice. And lack, and you're beyond that because you've done the work. So the first step is the knowing of self, and as you become more conscious of yourself, that brings you to a greater level of consciousness to see how you created the life that you presently live in from a new level of mind. And if enough people begin to do that, all of a sudden they start resonating at the same frequency. And just like that bike that's balancing, or just like a group of grandfather clocks that all of a sudden over time start resonating in the same rhythm, now you have people's energy all connected. And that kind of emergence in biology creates power in numbers, and that becomes difficult to divide.